All right, so we're gonna move on to Zap. So again, just so I know, get a read of the room. Who has been to Zap training? Who's used a little Zap? Okay, but the consensus is you guys really haven't done a lot with it yet? Okay, all right, no worries. So ERA is actually the first brand of all the Realogy brands. It's 100% fully on Zap. So it's a pretty unique situation that we're in because all of our companies are on this one platform. So it's pretty powerful stuff. I was just recently at Broker Business Forum in New Jersey, and all of our companies kind of come together. And Richard Smith, who's actually the CEO of Realogy, was talking about this program and just how monumental it is. So just kind of put it in perspective, because this was a huge takeaway for me. This is the first time in history that a company the size of Realogy is putting all of their brands on, one platform. So it's really two big advantages here. One, just on an initial, impact level, if you think about Realogy in size, Realogy accounts for 25% of all real estate transactions done nationwide. So 1 in every 4 houses has a Realogy brand attached to it. That's pretty huge. So thinking about putting all that power on one platform, the end goal is to be able to compete with the Zillows and Trulias of the world, so that we can bring the power back to our agents and keep you guys getting a good market share. So that's number one. But the second thing, which I think is even more powerful, is if you think about all the changes in technology and the landscape of real estate and where we're going and where we've been, having everyone on one platform so that we can stay agile for anything that comes is pretty powerful. So as a new technology hits the market, or whatever changes, we can be ready and have everyone on one platform, so we can just change our platform to meet that technology need. If you guys really let that sink in, that's pretty cool. So you should be excited about that. And so that's the why of Zap, and that's why we're going in this direction. So as a brand, like I said, we have a unique advantage right now because we're fully on. So all of our companies are on. We're giving a lot of feedback. We have a lot of really strong companies like Wilkinson that have huge market presence that are actually giving feedback and letting those tech guys out in Emeryville know what needs to be changed, how we can make it better. So I just kind of wanted to let that sink in for a minute, and then I'm going to get into really the nuts and bolts. So Zap is a full end-to-end solution to run your real estate business. So put that aside for what does that really mean? What the goal for Zap really is that you have one place where you can manage all of your client interactions from the CRM standpoint, but also from a marketing standpoint, you can actually get your clients engaged. And not only are they engaged through the mobile app and your website, and it's all branded to you, so we're trying to keep the stickiness there so they stay with you, but also everything they do online is reported back to you. So you have a better edge on, reaching out to the right people at the right time. It's really, really unique, and there's a lot of stuff we can get into today. But for anyone who's been just kind of like too busy for Zap, or just kind of trying to revisit Zap, this is a really awesome sheet. I'm not going to dig into all these steps. It says 21-day plan for Zap, which is a little intimidating. You could really do all these things in 21 minutes, trust me, if you really went through the checklist. But I just wanted you to have this. Our training team kind of put this together, and if you don't know where to start with it, you can literally go through each step and make sure first one, visit the Easy Zap page. That's where all the tutorials are. Everything's there. I would venture to guess if you have a question, 90% of them have a how-to video because someone else has already asked the question. And then you can just kind of go through the list. Now, today, and you can have these extras. Thanks for sending those out. So today, what I want to talk about is a few things with Zap. I'm not going to get into everything because that would be, a 2-day class. So I really just want to give you some quick little pieces of advice that I've kind of taken away from my other companies, and ways that you can really get a lot of bang for your buck up front with Zap. So a couple things I just wanted to let you guys know. We're doing a ton of tests nationwide with this program consumers are loving this system. So even if the agents aren't 100% engaged right now, consumers, the traffic is just huge right now. So what you can do, and these are the things I'm going to talk to you guys about today, promoting your website. So making sure that when you're marketing yourself, you're driving your consumers, your customers and your clients to Zap, your website, and we'll get into that. Promoting your actual agent mobile app so they can actually search from their phone. This is all going to keep them connected to you, which we're going to get into, versus, the Zillows and Trulias, where if you send them out there, they could very likely get in touch with another agent. If you're sending them properties through the MLS, very likely to get in touch with another agent. So this is huge. And then I'm just going to talk about increasing your exposure in the market and credibility through doing, agent insights, which we'll talk about, and reviews. So those are the topics I'm going to talk about with Zap. I think these are going to get you the most exposure right out of the gate. So, all right. So for the sake of the slideshow, I'm going to we're going to use Ian. I'm going to kind of get over to a live environment quickly. So I know you all use Ian, or you all know Ian. So most of you probably know Ian. So I just wanted to use him as an example. So when you log into Zap, does everybody know how to log into Zap? Where you go? If you don't, it's okay. You can go in through Team ERA. You guys want me to show you? Okay. So if you go in through Team ERA, there's a big, all right, hold on one second. If you want to go directly to Zap, you can go to just the website new.myzap.com, new.myzap.com. I'm going to just do this. Trying to show you things from an agent perspective, not from a training perspective. Okay, so it's my agent page. If I scroll down, you can get to Easy Zap, which is the first tab on this, or the first thing on your 21 days plan. It's all access through here. Again, everything's on the home page of Team ERA. You can access your Zap dashboard right here, My Zap dashboard. So you can get there that way, and it will take you to a login screen. Your login is the same exact login for Team ERA. It's always first.lastname@era.com. Same password you use for everything. If you forget your password, there's a friendly little forgot password button here. You can click that. And then you can also, like I said, if you just want a direct route there, you can bookmark that on your websites, and you can go directly to the home page. Once you're in Zap, you're going to actually go to a screen that looks like this. It's going to have your dashboard. And so everything's going to be here. But for today, I just want to get into the actual website and agent insights. So if you go over in the top right and you click, you'll see my website. So all the work we do today is going to be right here. So first things first, does everybody have at least their photo in here, their cover photo? Have you all checked to make sure that you have that at least? Because we don't want anyone floating out there with just like a gray face. So we know that no one contacts the agent that doesn't have a picture. So everyone have this on their website? You're not sure? If you're not sure, you want to check. Make sure that you have it. So, we try to make this, I'm sure all of you in here have a Facebook account, right? So we try to make it pretty similar, so you can change your cover photo. Obviously, Ian's in Charlotte, so he has this skyline. You can change it to your profile pic here. And the other thing, if you scroll down, you just want to make sure that your About Me section is complete. You want to make sure, and I know this is all very basic, but I've looked at a lot of agent websites and it's not always complete. You want to make sure that you have all of your, your professional information here filled out, your experience, credentials, any community involvement. You just want to make sure this is pretty thorough. So everyone pretty clear on how you update these things?
Do we have to enter that manually, or will it auto-populate from Wilkinson?
So I know Wilkinson does something pretty nice for their agents where you can actually send a bio. Is that what you're talking about?
Right, where it's pulling from that bio.
Yeah, so Wilkinson actually, if you send a bio, they'll do it for you and they'll push it out. But if you want to just make sure that it's on there, you can check. Just make sure it's populated. But I wanted to just make sure I mentioned that. Everyone clear on just making sure their profile's filled out? Because that all reflects out on your website. Yep.
So for the phone number with this, is it specific to the agent's cell phone number, or if we have a team phone number?
You can do either.
Okay.
Yep. And if you want to swap it out, you can just either your admin through Wilkinson can do it, or you can send in a ticket and we'll do it for you.
Okay.
Yep. Because that's typically hard coded. If you go into your account settings, it might allow you to change it, but typically we can just put in a ticket for it. So any questions about just the basic website information? Am I losing you guys? Good?
The cover photo can be anything we want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I know a lot of people service different areas, so you might want to put the agent I'm going to show you in a minute. He lives in Hilton Head, so it's very Hilton Head scene. But you can pick what you want. Ian has the skyline, so yeah, you can choose what you want. And for a team, if you guys have a consistent cover photo, you could do that. We don't really have any say in what you do there. Just make it professional. Keep it clean. Yep, I have to say that, right? That's for sure. Okay, no questions about the basics. You guys are good. You're gonna make sure everything's complete there. All right. So next, what I want to talk about is your website. So if you see here, you have the website URL. Does everybody have this attached to a domain? Are you all promoting this? So like mine would be like carissamusi.com. And then I would actually have that attached. So if my clients went to carissamusi.com, they'd go to my website. Have you guys all branded yourselves so that?
Mine is still attached to the preview before this came out.
Yep.
I've been with Wilkinson for 9
Okay.
years. So my domain, Sold by Yolanda, is still attached to the original Wilkinson.
So I'll let you know, I believe that the older websites through Wilkinson are going to kind of go away and they're going to kind of move to these. So what I would recommend is attach Sold by Yolanda to this.
The admin down there did it for us. So I'll just email them.
So if you have, do you have a GoDaddy account?
Yeah, I have a GoDaddy account. The admin in Charlotte, she moved everything and set everything up for me.
Yep. So if you've got that relationship, you're lucky. If you don't have a relationship with an admin or anything where they're doing it for you, I'll tell you, GoDaddy, if you don't own a domain name, you can buy them for usually around $10 for a year. Very inexpensive to actually brand yourself. That's a great Sold by Yolanda.
$15 now, so.
Put it on all your cards, put it on all your marketing. But especially GoDaddy, I don't work for GoDaddy, so I'm not trying to do an advertisement for them, but I just know they have really good customer service, and they'll do it for you. If you call their customer service department, it takes no time at all, and they'll point it for you.
To make sure I understand what you're suggesting, you want us to use our Zap website?
Yep. And so,
It's in the system.
yep. So, and I'll tell you, I'll give you a good explanation here in a second. But how you do that is this URL right here. You can see each agent has a unique URL. So Ian's has this Ian Corfield in it. And I know Ian has iancorfield.com. So if you type in, hopefully you didn't change it on me, but if you go to iancorfield.com, did I spell his name right? Oh, no, he might have changed it. Let me see if this one. So I think this guy, he might be Seth Tilton. Trying to think of. I'll go with one I definitely know. This girl has hers. Okay, so this guy has SethTilton.com. So So if I go to SethTilton.com as his client, his website comes up, but I typed in SethTilton.com, but it's all rerouting to his Zap site. So it's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But you want to have a branded domain so you can just very easily tell your clients where to go.
So because we have multiple people, can we all use the same domain?
Yes. So for Teams, we have a really good solution coming in January for Teams that I think you're going to be really impressed with. But in the interim, what I say for Teams is you can usually just point it to the one site and have your whole team. You kind of want to use one website as where you're directing everything. And we can talk about this a little bit more after. But I will tell you, in the new year, we have an awesome solution for Teams. But in the interim, you can have your own individual websites. You can do a lot of things with that. But I would just say definitely brand, at least get a domain name so you can start pushing that out to your clients. So like.
You're suggesting get a domain name to put in front of this rather
Mhm.
than having this big long list.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
suggesting using an already existing domain.
No, you can. You can use
We already have
Yep.
that, that was our
But we
question.
don't want to replace it.
So if you don't want to get rid of a website you already have, like give me an example though, why you don't want to get rid of a website you already have.
Because we have things about our listings, we have things about the triad, we have things about the team, we have things about specific development.
So you've spent a lot of time developing this website, so you just kind of want to keep it too.
Right.
Okay, so that's fine because this is gonna you're gonna see over time this is gonna do the same thing for you, and you might change your mind down the road. But what I would say to you here is just get another domain name that you can actually point your Zap site to, so that you can easily give to your clients. But a lot of companies and a lot of agents have seen that they used to spend a bunch of money on a website with another provider, and then once they really get into this, they realize it offers everything that you possibly need. And from a consumer standpoint, I don't mean any offense by this, but really they don't care about all that stuff. All they care about is going to the home screen of your page and searching for property. And we've done so many studies on that.
Is there a way to integrate the two?
There will be, there's not right now. So
You can add custom pages.
no. So we're trying to limit that because I'll tell you, if you really got into the nitty gritty of this, that actually distracts the clients and they don't use those sub pages anyways. So a lot of agents, and I totally get it, things, have changed over the years. It used to be the agents would have a standalone website and they'd have all these links to like the chamber and all these different things, mortgage calculators. But what we found is that consumers don't mess with those other tabs. All they want to do is find a home and get information on it.
So is there a way, and I respect that. is
No,
there a
that's fine.
way to keep our tabs, but yet on our listings tab, funnel it to the Zap platform once the team sector is ready?
So
to
for you
move?
guys, I think you're going to be really impressed with what we have coming for Teams.
So we just need to wait until January and then do what we want to do.
I think if since you guys are a 6-person team, I think you're going to be more impressed with what the team solution can do because but if I would say as an individual agent, as part of that team though, if you're working with a client, you want to start driving them somewhere, it's worth, whatever the $10, $11, $13 a year to just brand your Zap site just from the search experience alone, because this is all real time. I don't know about the website that you're paying for now, but this is all real time through the MLS. So these update as often as the MLS will allow. So from a search experience, it's amazing for the client, much better than the Zillows and Trulia. But from an agent perspective, it's awesome because it keeps that client with you, keeps your contact information in front of them. So I don't think you need to wait till January overall to start driving people to your Zap site. I think from a back end solution, you're going to be more impressed with what we have coming for Teams in January though.
Okay.
And SEO as well.
SEO as well. And there's some stuff in here, but just for today's class, I'm not really going to dive into the SEO stuff. We have SEO workshops. Does everyone know what SEO is? If you don't, it's okay. But search engine optimization, you can you can actually do some back end work on these sites now from SEO standpoint. But everything I talk about with reviews and agent insights, that's going to help your SEO as well. So we'll get to that. So any questions about branding your Zap website and promoting it to your clients? Okay. If I'm losing you guys, just let me know. Okay. Whether you're a team, whether you're an agent, this is the most important takeaway and biggest secret I can tell you about Zap right now. If you're not promoting your mobile app, you're doing yourself a disservice. This mobile app, I'm telling you, I use this personally in Charlotte all the time. It's so powerful. So 2 things. You as an agent should download your own mobile app, not in here because sometimes it's weird if a bunch of people are downloading an app in one place. So, but if you don't have, this is your consumer-facing app. So if you don't have this downloaded, you want to download it. We'll kind of get into the logistics of it in a minute. But this app is branded to you, and when your client does anything on this app, it reports back to you so you know exactly what they're doing on the app. I got to say, and again, I would say this even if I didn't work for ERA, this is the easiest app to use ever. I use it all the time when I go to different neighborhoods in Charlotte and I want to see what the home prices are. Just you drive around, it's all geolocated. Has anyone really played around with this yet?
Is this it? I've used it for a while.
That's the old one.
Yeah, that's the old one, but what is this? Are you gonna go over how to do the username and stuff? Because
Yep.
that's what happened. I don't know if mine got kicked out
Yep.
when they revamped it, but
Yep.
I can no longer log into mine.
Yep, so a couple things. So this right here is your mobile app URL. So what I think, without getting into too many technical things, what a very simple way to get this out to your clients is copy this link, just email it over to yourself, open it from your phone, save it in your notepad, and then that way you can just copy and paste it and text it to all your clients. We have an agent that I was just in a training class with Ian down in Charlotte. He actually bought a domain name. It was I think it was called like Jesse's App, not Zap, app.com. And so he would just tell his clients, go to jessiesapp.com, enter it into the URL. It takes them to the app store, download it. But if you just text them this link, hey, see them at the grocery store, whatever, I'm going to text you this link. You can download my app. You can search for all the properties available in the MLS. So powerful, guys. Once they open this on their smartphone, I mean, we try to make this pretty much dummy proof. It takes you right to the app store. You click install, downloads, and it's all branded to you. So mine would be like Carissa Musi on every page. It still has the Wilkinson ERA, but everything's Carissa Musi. So my contact information is in front of them, and anything they do on there ties to me. Yep.
So the website URL, if they were to land on that, it wouldn't automatically default to a mobile version?
It will. So if they go to your website, it's mobile friendly. It's it's perfect on the laptop. It's responsive, so it's going to adjust to whatever screen they're on.
So what's the difference between?
So the mobile app, think about an app on your phone. Like, I don't know why, but this always pops in my head. Like I probably shop there too much, but I think of my Express app. So I spend too much money there, so they're always tied to me. You know what I mean? So if I open the Express app, I can do a lot of things on the Express app. I mean, I could do the same thing on the website, but it's just tied directly to me. It tells me all the stuff about my account, how many points I have, different things like that. Same as like Uber, you're always tied to Uber. So anytime, you don't even think about getting a cab anymore because you just open your Uber app. So what we want this to become as an app, it's just second nature. They need real estate, they open up Carissa's app, and then they can do everything in real estate. So you're always top of mind. The biggest thing though, I'm telling you, anything they do on here reports back to you. From an agent standpoint also, this is really neat. Whether you're working with a buyer or you're out at your listing, it's all geolocated. So if, for example, maybe you're doing an open house, someone comes in, has a question about a house down the street, you literally pull your app out of your pocket. You can type in the address, or you can just kind of search the neighborhood and see what's available, and you can give them market information right from your phone. So it's just really cool and just another way to kind of back you up as an expert because you have all that information right in your pocket versus having to go on your iPad and let me check the MLS, or you just pull out your phone and you can just get the information right there.
So you're suggesting too that we could do a GoDaddy URL for the mobile app?
You can, but if you don't want to do that, you actually can text it to your clients. That works too.
Text over it and put a link behind it and an
Yep.
email or something.
Yep, you can. I just usually say to text it because you never know if you have that client that tries to open it on their laptop. It's an app, so it's not going to open on their laptop. I've seen it. People say that happens. So if you text it to them, tries to make
But
it.
if you branded it as your own, you can suggest that this is your own personal app.
Yep, you can. And also, I've seen a lot of success where agents are sharing it on Facebook. Hey, check out my new app. Put the link as a status. Actually getting some clients that way. Give me your thoughts on my app, whatever your status is. I mean, that's not a good status probably. But whatever you want to put out there, if you start sharing it on Facebook, you might find that you start getting some clients that way. And then the key is once they download your app, you're on their phone.
Right.
It's awesome, I have a mortgage guy that actually sent me an app, and I was like, I'm not putting you on my phone. I don't know if I'm going to work with you, but it's cool because if I did, then I'm tied to him, So really cool, and it makes you look good from a technology standpoint. Yeah.
You prefer that we share the website app or the mobile app, say like on social media?
So the website, this is more like just if you want to have a website to put on your marketing, like so if you're branding yourself, you want to put like carissamusi.com, you can use your website. You know how every company has a website, they brand it everywhere. What I'm saying about the mobile app, I would say share that on social media because if they download your app, then your app is on their phone. So, you could share your website, hey, check out my new website too. But just by sharing the website, if they go on there and they start searching, you're going to know what they're doing. But your app, I think that just has that a little bit more personal touch to it where you're automatically tied. And from a consumer experience, it's awesome.
So
Yeah.
you're thinking that in January, this mobile app URL will be the same for the team?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But, again, even if you guys are just going the team route, you can start sharing this mobile app now.
Right.
That's not going to change anything because if they reach out to you or you're still going to get the lead and information at the end of the day. So you also, I think if you just start texting this out to people, it's very simple to just start texting it to them. You can buy a domain name, but again, that's an added expense. So, it's very simple to just copy this and put it in your phone and just start. And I do encourage you to download your own app because again, it's going to help you when you're out working with clients, but it's also going to show you what a great consumer experience is, and then you'll be an advocate for it because I use it all the time. Any questions about the website or the mobile app? Have I totally confused you? Yeah.
Well, my question is kind of unrelated,
Uh-huh.
but all this is mainly from a buyer perspective, like allowing them to search and all that. Is there anything at all in this for listings? Like some contract management platforms like Rezio allow clients to see your listings, and then they can even make an offer through their website and all that.
So they can't make an offer through the website, but it's really good and powerful from a seller standpoint because you can tell the sellers, that you have this this platform where it's going to let you know as the agent who's ready to buy and when, so you can get their home sold faster. Because that's the whole thing behind it is if you put your clients in here, from a time management perspective, it reports back to you what these people are doing, and it tells you who to call each day. So it's pretty neat, whether they're on the website or mobile app, you're going to be able to see who's in your sphere of clients, and you're going to see who you need to call to so I'll give you an example. I think this is the best example to kind of put this in perspective, but we all know an agent, if not yourself, that has actually lost a client because maybe someone bought or sold their home and then they were back in the market again before you even realized that they were ready to go again. So by putting everyone in here, it's going to report back to you when people are active on your website. So you're going to know maybe you just sold me a home, but then maybe 6 months later I'm on your website and I start looking around at properties again. And so when you log in the morning to your dashboard, it's going to say that I was active. So you're going to say, oh, well, I wouldn't have normally called Carissa, but now I'm going to call Carissa. So from a seller standpoint, you can say, listen, we're going to know who's ready to buy and when, so we're going to be able to get your home sold faster. And then you're also, from a listing perspective, I mean, you're promoting the listings out there. And what I get into in a minute with the agent insights, the sellers are going to love how all their property is going to be have comments, unique comments by all these different agents. So they're going to know that they're getting a lot of exposure. So I'll show you that in a second too.